The new outbreak may just cause the next lockdown, and what's alarming is that it's already happening in India.
There's been an outbreak of the deadly Nipah virus in the Indian coastal state of Kerala. 5 people have caught the virus, 2 of whom have died. The authorities in the district where the outbreak occurred have instituted so-called containment zones and shut down schools. Now, at this stage, there are no reports of Nipah virus cases in South Africa. But should South Africans be worried about the outbreak? For more on this now, I'm joined by Dr. Jacqueline Weyer from the National Institute for Communicable Diseases, and she joins us virtually from Centurion. Doc, thank you so much for your time this afternoon. I came across the stories from international news organizations over the weekend when I started getting WhatsApp messages, especially from older family members who said, I hear that we're going into another lockdown. Is there another lockdown happening? And I very quickly had to check the main news resources, and the only thing I came across was the Nipah virus being reported in India. And a lot of it, of course, sounds very familiar. Containment zones, people being tested and the like. Should we be worried about it? What do we know about the Nipah virus?
So at this stage, I think we are vigilant. We are monitoring the situation in India very closely. I guess at this stage, we can say that we are cautiously optimistic that the outbreak has already been brought under control. It has been several days since the last case of Nipah has been confirmed in Kerala.
Okay, yeah, that just happened. I guess the term lockdown is going to be avoided at all costs now because, believe me when I say, there are going to be some really pissed off people if this happens again. Now, I did my own research on the virus, and would you look at that? This virus also came from bats. What are the chances, huh? State authorities in India have already closed down schools, offices, and public transportation networks because of it. And let me just say that it is extremely similar to what we saw with the C19 virus.
Well, Nipah spreads more slowly than COVID-19 virus. Its high fatality rate is a major concern. During the initial outbreak in Siliguri, Bengal, the mortality rate reached 68%. In the next outbreak in Nadia district of West Bengal in 2007, all the 5 infected people died. During the 2018 outbreak in Kerala, 17 of the 18 patients confirmed to have been infected died. Nipah outbreaks in the past were controlled quite fast because the virus doesn't spread easily from one person to another. The number that shows how fast it spreads, called R0, is only about 0.48, which means it doesn't move quickly from one person to another.
Now, at this point, should we just avoid any place with bats? Because the fatality rate of the Nipah virus, it ranges from 40% all the way up to, are you guys ready for this? 75 freaking percent. 75%. I mean, seriously? So the thing is, the virus is zoonotic in nature, so it usually moves from animal to animal. I'm talking bats, pigs, and in some cases, humans. I also have to say that this is already a very hot topic here in our country.
All right, Dr. Jen, there's an outbreak in India of a potentially serious virus. Break this down for
Okay,
us.
so we've talked before about the importance of keeping our eye on global public health and infectious diseases, particularly emerging infectious diseases. Nipah virus, which was first discovered or reported around 1999, now a bit of an outbreak in a southern part of India. The CDC and the World Health Organization are following this. Think of this similarly to Ebola in terms of it has a 40 to 75% mortality rate. That means people infected, 40 to 70% approximately will die. Normally, it's in the classification of zoonotic diseases. So it started in animals and then now has demonstrated its ability to spread from animals to humans. Low likelihood of A, coming to this country, and B, extensively spreading human to human. Why is that? Because the people are so sick with this, right? So unlike COVID, where you can have it and have no symptoms, you are so sick when you're infected with Nipah virus that typically you're not in touch with a lot of people. You're not passing it along to others. But again, this is largely a consequence of climate change, habitat shifting, more human-animal interaction, and this is what we're seeing. So it's really important to follow what's going on in other parts of the world.
But of course, this is happening in India. It's really far from the United States. So I'm guessing it's not going to be that hard for authorities here at home to keep it away from us, right? Well, technically it's already here. Is anybody in the community surprised about this? In fact, it's been here since last year. You see, the NIH, hello again, Dr. Anthony Fauci, since this study happened on your watch. So the NIH launched an early stage clinical trial to evaluate a vaccine that could prevent the infection of the Nipah virus. But you know what? If you think that Fauci and his people should mind their own business and just pretty much keep away from viruses, well, Fauci isn't part of it anymore, but still, go ahead and smash that like button anyway. It's also going to help this video with the algorithm, since I know for a fact that it's probably going to get suppressed because of the content that I'm talking about. But I want you guys to know what's going on. And just so that you guys receive these important updates every single day, make sure you smash the subscribe button and make sure the notification bell is turned on. Appreciate the support, you guys. So yeah, let's go ahead and go back to the NIH, right? So these studies, they took place in the clinical center in Bethesda, Maryland, and they used this technology that was used in several different C19 vaccines. Oh boy, right? Nothing better than to boost our confidence on a new jab with an old one that just passed due to emergency use authorization. But okay, let's just humor them, all right? What's the newest on this vaccine? After a quick search, I found this. It's a collaboration with Moderna, and it looks as if they learned from the C19 jab because, would you look at that? The primary outcome measures, they're all focused on safety and tolerability. So they were checking if the new jabs will create any further problems, Sorry, if they will create problems or issues with people who get them. Saying further problems would insinuate that we had some before, and well, of course we didn't, right? Wink, wink. Now, if you guys checked all 4 of those points, none of them actually talk about preventing transmission or even hospitalization for that matter. Thankfully, in the second outcome measure that they provided, they finally talked about developing antibodies and if these vaccines would actually help in doing that. But still, not having that as a primary measure, that's what I think is weird. Also found that the NIH used what they call a prototype pathogen. And I'm not a scientist, obviously, but this is what I can come up with when I checked it out on their site. It says that these kind of pathogens are mostly representatives from viral families that have pandemic potential. Wait, what? I swear, folks, this is from their website. But okay, let's go ahead and read a little bit further. So it also says that this pathogen is used to develop medical countermeasure solutions like vaccines, antibodies, all that good stuff, okay? Now you gotta ask though, how did they get it into Maryland? I mean, I'm just curious over here, you know what I'm saying? And just to show you guys how familiar this was to just a few years ago, I got a clip that shows what's happening over there right now.
Indian authorities are scrambling to contain an outbreak of the deadly Nipah virus after 2 people died of the disease in Kerala and at least 3 others tested positive. It's the state's 4th outbreak since 2018 and has left the region on edge, with schools and offices closed and a mass testing effort underway.
Does it look familiar? What we all have to realize is that the NIH continues to do these tests, not just with Nipah, but with other viruses too, because it's, in their own words, they want to identify threats before they emerge. Do you guys think that they're doing a good job of that? Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comment section down below. Love hearing from you guys. And as always, appreciate you guys for being here. Y'all stay safe, and I'm gonna see you on the next video.